have to wait and hope and do the job. And the job to be done here is to ensure that if there is a minor miracle of a slip-up at Pullman Road, Leeds are in pole position to take advantage of it by winning this game against Southampton. Southampton already in the playoffs. They've been up and around it all season long themselves. Slipped off the pace just a little earlier than Leeds, but Leeds still have so much to play for here. Starting this afternoon, and then who knows what beyond. Two teams are out. Down below, Leeds United have one change to the starting 11 with Glenn Kamara coming into the side, Archie Gray on the bench. That means no Patrick Bamford still. But some better news with Connor Roberts amongst those who are amongst those who are the potential replacements for Leeds United this afternoon. So this is the side, a strong side, that will aim to ensure that Leeds finish the season with 93 points. And that 93 points total is the same as they got when they won the title, getting out of the Championship in 2020. Strong Southampton side. Any thoughts that Russell Martin might have named a weakened 11 with the playoffs to come have been banished with the side he's put out? Much stronger than the side he played in their last game when they lost at home to Stoke City. So cards on the table as far as they're concerned as well. So the job is win this one and then wait and see.
Absolutely. Let's think positive. There's still the target of promotion is still there. But what we have to do certainly is get back to ourselves, get back to playing as we know we can do. And you're right, you mentioned those point tally. It's quite ridiculous, isn't it? It's an amazing championship this season. Outstanding 3 or 4 teams in it. And with that points tally, any other year, of course, would have been up, possibly as champions. But not this year. But still, the prize is still there. So much to play for. And what we want to see is our boys getting back to their best.
The 83 points the second place side got the last time Leeds got promoted.
Well,
and if you got 83 points this season, you'd be in 5th.
Unlucky.
That's this. It's been a season unlike any other, given the amount of points that the top 3 teams have accrued. But even those around them have kept to some degree up with the pace as well. So Leeds need to concentrate and reflecting on the positives in terms of what's been achieved this season, and yet more could still be achieved, even in 90 minutes plus time. Even, maybe.
There's hope, Bryn, and so we've got to make sure we just maximise what we do. I mean, imagine if Huddersfield go there and get a result and we don't. No, did I just say that? Yes. No, I shouldn't have said that.
But then Leeds don't get the result.
No, we will. Come on. Let's stay positive.
Good start, Tony.
Yeah, that's not good. No, look, I'm looking at the boys now. They're concentrated. They want to put it right. Look, that's what I like to see. Some pointing from Ampadu.
Team in the huddle. Both teams in the huddle, but Ampadu, captain, doing the captain's job in there.
It's one of those that, you know what, you can talk all you want, but it's here on the grass where you do your stuff. That's where you can show what you're about. So now we want a response.
And it's been a fantastic season here at Elland Road. Just the one defeat thus far. And Leeds want to maintain that at the very least.
Yeah.
You know, if it is the playoffs, then go into the playoffs in form. Southampton, of course, may yet become opponents again this season. We shall see. So much to be sorted out. Top and bottom of the Championship issues still to be settled. And we're underway here. And Leeds United are kicking as we watch from just over the halfway line. Under the roof of the West Stand, Leeds are kicking from left to right, as they would generally prefer to be. Rodon out from the back. Gnonto, little ball round the corner, but defended successfully by Southampton. Southampton, of course, beat Leeds by 3-1 in the game in September, end of September. And when you look back on the season, ahead of the game at Loftus Road, really, that was the only occasion when you would say that Leeds were well beaten, deservedly beaten. Southampton getting 3 goals inside the first 35 minutes. That apart, Leeds have been absolutely competitive in every single game until last Friday.
Yeah, certainly have. I think I'd probably go Sunderland away in that lot as well. I thought Sunderland played well that night when we lost 1-0, but there's no doubt that at our best, you know, we can beat anyone. And I think the good thing is, Somewhere I read a stat, only the good ones I read, by the way, but at the top 6 sides this season, obviously that means 5 of them would play 10 games. Out of the 9 games we had played, Southampton being the 10th, I think we've won 7 of them, so we're better against the big boys.
Byram to Gnonto on the edge of the penalty area. Gnonto's going to get to the byline, cut the ball back in, cleared from the near post. Big roar goes up as Leeds United make their first menacing moves forward here. Manning, the man who put it behind, it will be a Leeds United corner kick.
And here's a bad stat, corner kicks. My goodness, I think Watford at home, when Byram scored from a corner kick, after that, it's nearly 150 corners since we've scored, which is quite ridiculous. Come on, 151, let's stick it in.
This is a good opportunity for Leeds to try and redress that a little. They've taken it short. They've gone to Summerville, who's on the edge of the box. Maybe this is a recognition of that fact. Don't put it in the middle, put it to the side. Gnonto slips and in doing so handles the ball, and that means a free kick is awarded and Southampton have the chance to clear.
Okay, 152nd. Unfortunately, it's difficult, and I think mixing them up is the right thing to do, but when you do play it short, you've got to get a delivery in. You've got to get some pressure on the opposition, especially early on. I just like to get the first one in the box and test them.
I think that maybe the thing they lack is that guy who comes, the Gary Speed type figure, the David Weatherall type figure, the person who comes to take charge in the penalty area.
You say that. Rodon, for me, can do that. I think he's fantastic in the air. Defensively, he seems to do it, wonderfully. Why can't we do it at the other end? Obviously, Ampadu as well. There's players out there, but whether it's conviction, belief, bit of confidence, the delivery, of course, we know at times hasn't been great, but we certainly haven't got the reward of all those corners that we should have got.
Delay in play because the ref's assistant on the far side has just required, I think, some attention to his headset. The modern game. And so he's okay, it's stuck on, and the game is back underway again. 3 minutes on the clock. Manning with the throw-in. Back it goes to Stevens, the skipper, and into the penalty area. McCarthy back in the starting 11 for Southampton. Zuno out injured, will be unavailable for the rest of this season. Foul by Firpo. Man got away from him down the Southampton right. So it's Southampton who have a free kick just up in the Leeds half now.
Firpo's complaining, but Ampadu was always getting across, so actually he could have just stepped out the way a lot earlier. Armstrong clever, he's having a smile, he knows, good free kick one.
Armstrong, who's second in the goal scorer charts in the Championship behind Sammy Smodics, and behind him is Crescencio Summerville. So if those things matter to players, there's a chance for either one or the other to move higher up and closer to Smodics, who will not be adding to his total. Well, he might be, actually. Of course, they've got their own game, their own matters to sort out. Down the bottom, there's all sorts going on as well. Pressure on fixtures down there.
I was about to say, is he not playing? He's got a load of goals, hasn't he? He scored a good one, of course, against us, which was a painful one here.
Gnonto with a little flick on. Georginio, good ball to find Summerville. In the middle of the Southampton half. Plays it out to the right side, and Byram down the line. Back to Summerville, it's caught, and that'll be a free kick to Leeds, just in from the near side touchline. Manning with the foul.
Just thought the ball might have gone earlier, actually, into the box. Gnonto looked free at times when Summerville came across, but nice to see at least Summerville and Gnonto, getting on the ball nice and early. It all started, of course, from Georginio's little touch, but here we go again, set-piece delivery.
Summerville and Gruev over the ball for Leeds United. Line of white shirts on the edge and just inside the Southampton penalty area. Summerville waits and swings the ball into the penalty box. And there is the head of Rodon. Couldn't keep it down. It went just over the crossbar.
Better. Good delivery, that one. Right on the money. And Rodon at the back. Just couldn't quite get the better of the defender. Certainly got there with the header, but the defender just did enough to put him off.
Shea Adams out to Armstrong, the number 9 on this near side. Ball in field, tackle by Gruev is successful. Georginio. Now Gnonto back to Georginio. He can have a little bit of a run here, Georginio. Now he's moving up, trying to get to the byline. Just shown a bit too much of that one, giving himself a bit too much to do against Flynn Downs. And Downs allows it to run out for a goal kick.
Well, it was unfortunate, really. good play to set him free, but we need Georginio to fire and produce some magic as well. Unfortunately, QPR wasn't his best game, but we know what he can do. He's produced so many assists, hasn't he, this season? He's been wonderful.
Gnonto trying to pressurise the man in possession, Jack Stevens. Forward it comes to the halfway line to Gruev to pick up for Byram. Flicked on by Gnonto. There's space for Piroe. Delivers a little cushion header to Byram. First time ball in from Byram. Comes off the back of Stevens. Leeds United have another corner kick.
Oh, lovely, excellent one-touch play. Cross from Byram wasn't a great one, but defender, certainly Jack Stevens, didn't know and just cleared it out the way. Another corner kick, 152. Come on, this is the one.
Are you going to keep doing this?
No, I better not. I better stop.
So Gruev to deliver into the Southampton penalty area. Good shape on that one. McCarthy gets a fist to it above the crowd, and it goes out as far as Summerville on the far side of the penalty area. He'll take on his man to get into the box. Trying to find space, gives it to Ampadu, puts it back over the top and miscontrol. It's a difficult ball. It was spinning into his path. Summerville from Ampadu there, just stabbed it forward. Couldn't control, and it went behind for a goal kick.
Well, positive thing. It was a great delivery again. Once again, just test them out, and that ball certainly did. Keeper McCarthy dealt with it well, but at least we're getting into the dangerous areas and asking questions rather than just wasting them.
McCarthy swings the ball forward for Southampton. Infield, it drops for Aribo. Won back by Leeds on the halfway line. Snap into the challenge. Now Georginio through the middle. Still holds his man off. Puts it into Piroe. Piroe's touch is a tiny bit too heavy. Couldn't quite bring it under control. And Southampton able to clear. Adams with a crossfield ball beyond Smallbone. And then the ball is in the midfield with Flynn Downs, a man on loan from West Ham. Aribo under pressure from Gruev. Adams in field, bit of space for Southampton to work in going forward here. Downs in possession, long way forward, two to his right, picks out Smallbone, edge of the penalty area, cross comes in low and is well cleared away by Ethan Ampadu. As the move down the right side from Aribo, put the ball in the box. Ampadu cleared.
Wow, how exposed did we look there again? That happened certainly against Borough at QPR. Once we lose it in dangerous areas, midfield, there's a huge gap. We were outnumbered as well at the back, but good block in the end.
Southampton throw in, midpoint between the edge of the penalty area and the corner flag. Away side, hold possession on the edge of the centre circle now with Stevens. Puts it up over and over the top. Firpo with a header defensively for Leeds. Summerville, and then Kamara, Piroe, and then Georginio. Nice ball out wide if Gnonto can keep it in. Answer, he can't. It was just a little too far ahead of him. And ends up in the crowd as he tries to keep that one alive for Leeds. Southampton take the throw in.
It was almost superb, wasn't it? But good idea from Georginio.
Downs to Smallbone. It's just the other side of Kamara. It's closed him down now. Ampadu with a foot in. Again, Downs on the halfway line. Carries it forward. Could go straight through the middle here. Challenge comes in from Ampadu. Good challenge. Shot comes in from range. Blocked. And again, it's Aribo for Southampton. Up to the edge of the penalty area. He's into the penalty area. Crossing from the far side. Two waiting in the middle. Adams miscontrolled, and Leeds are relieved he did, because he was in a great position to shoot on goal there. Southampton keep the ball in the Leeds half. Again, just go straight through the middle. This time the shot is dragged wide and the pressure is relieved.
Wow, my goodness. Flynn Downs is talking to the referee, because I'm not sure that any piece of the ball, whatsoever. Here it is, he's coming through. Does he get the ball?
No, I don't think so.
I'm liking to say yes.
No.
I think it's actually Downs that touches the ball, not Ampadu. Referee has missed that one, thankfully.
Yeah, that was that a penalty shout right on the edge, was it?
Yeah, close. Let's just ignore that. Carry on.
As Leeds are doing now. Rodon forward. Georginio's underneath it. It's wrestled away from him by Bednarek. Experienced central defender. Byram, experienced fullback.
We have to say is Southampton's movement is excellent, where they're coming short and then finding the space that they've just left with the player, popping it around, causing us plenty of problems.
When you look at the Southampton side, it's a strong squad still, isn't it? When at the very start of the season, I looked at the 3 squads, Leicester, Southampton and Leeds, and the 2, Leicester and Southampton, you'd have said at that early stage were much stronger than Leeds in terms of what they'd kept from the Premier League. Leeds have obviously strengthened since.
We had to rebuild it, didn't we? And it took us a good few games to get our act together.
But this is still a talented group that Southampton have here, and their expectation would have been that they got promoted, wouldn't it? I think the element that's upset everybody here is nobody had taken any account of the potential for somebody doing what Ipswich have done.
It is, but what Southampton will be thinking now is they've still got a wonderful opportunity to get into the Premier League via the playoffs, and you know, we have to get our head around that as well. If we win today and don't go up, that we have got exactly the same opportunity.
Same mentality has to apply, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Gnonto out wide right side to Byram. 13th minute.
Good ball.
Lovely ball from Byram. Gnonto made good movement. He's on the edge of the penalty area. He puts it across the middle, and just before he gets to Georginio, there's a little stooping header from Harwood-Bellis to head the ball behind for a corner kick.
Better, really good movement. Excellent ball from Byram as well into the space. No one was in there to hit it first time. He's just then trying to find a way. I'm looking at Piroe right on the edge of the box there. That's what Piroe, I think, does really well. Finds space, arrives late in the box, but you've got to be aware that he's going to be there. Yeah,
more a 10 than a 9, perhaps. So, Gruev to take a corner for Leeds United. Wants to aim at in the middle. Tucks it in again. Georginio can't get there in the air. Southampton will clear. Well, I thought they would clear. Leeds actually get to the ball, and it's come back for Gruev, who attempts a volley goalwards there, but comes off the man standing right in front of him and spins all the way out to the halfway line, and Kamara. Short ball to Rodon. Rodon gets the pass back and then comes out wide to this right side. Byram again just puts it down the channel for Gnonto. Level with the edge of the Southampton box, just in from the touchline. Back to Byram. Byram back to Gruev, and now Kamara through the middle. Closed down. Gnonto. On to Georginio. Oh, he's gone down right just outside the penalty area there, Georginio. Lovely footwork from Georginio. Just drew the challenge from Aribo, and he'd already moved the ball away from him.
It's fantastic. You think he's going with his right, but watch, he goes with his left nice and early now. Knocks it past, know what's coming. Really clever play. 1
yard further on, it's a penalty kick. So Leeds have this free kick right on the edge of the Southampton penalty area, out wide. But there is an opportunity. You could whip one in from here, potentially. It's probably not on the right side for Summerville to try and do that.
No, but I think if it's shifted to the left and Firpo fancies whipping one in, you're right. Or Gruev. Won't be Gruev.
He's sent away. So this now is either Summerville or Firpo. I'm putting my money on Firpo here. Conversation goes on between the two players.
See, this is where Gruev's come to the edge of the box. That was Gnonto. I'll be taking away the defender, running across him to allow the space to the edge. And Gruev might have an opportunity from a pullback, but Gruev hasn't scored, has he? So maybe Firpo will go for it instead.
Yeah, Firpo steps away from the ball, as does Summerville. And now they await the referee's signal to put the free kick in. Firpo puts it in. McCarthy just underneath the crossbar, got fingertips to it and pushes it up and over and out for a corner.
It's a really good effort. I just wonder, because Gruev was looking at Gnonto, maybe they were going to do the same thing, but the other way around. Gruev takes the defender away and Gnonto was going to get it. Instead, went direct for goal. Always easy for the keeper, straight in the middle, but decent effort.
So yet another corner kick for Leeds United. Gruev to take it. Curled into the middle, and the bodies are in there, and the referee's whistle has gone. And that will be a free kick to Southampton for a challenge on Harwood-Bellis. And just as it looked like it was going to pop up invitingly, right in the middle for a Leeds player there, play is stopped.
Well, at least we're getting some decent deliveries in that box, causing them a problem or two.
Southampton play out the back and almost give themselves a problem or two, but they've actually worked it out quite well. And they now have the ball with Aribo down there, right to Smallbone, back to Aribo, and then he goes back to Harwood-Bellis, plays it back to McCarthy, which is where it all started. Halfway line, Aribo nods the ball out for Armstrong. Goes back into his own half. And the ball is carried straight through the middle and pushed up to Smallbone, who's in the penalty area, and Meslier has to come out quickly, and he has to make the save. As again, Leeds United down that side were opened up.
Well, what we do know, Walker Peters is going to be flying down there, so someone has to track him. Who's with him? Absolutely no one. One from Smallbone as well from midfield, and then we're all over the place at the back. Good save in the end, wasn't it, from Meslier? Had to come out quickly, decided nice and early, made himself big, and a good stop.
So Southampton with a corner kick. Leeds having applied pressure at the other end, and now under pressure at their own end from this set piece. Curled in, heads away from Georginio, still not quite clear. Rodon with a second attempt. Still it's with Adams on the edge, and now into the penalty area, puts it into the middle where they're queuing up, and Armstrong it is who meets the ball, and he drives it past the dive of Meslier. And Leeds United have suffered just the sort of setback they didn't want in this game here at Elland Road. Leeds 0, Southampton 1.
And you've got to say, the way that Southampton have been playing on the counter, finding space, that was kind of coming. Really poor goal. Got to pick your players up. You watch as we come out the box, who's picking Armstrong? Armstrong, you see, is at the top of the picture. Eventually comes out, we're pushing up, You've got to push up and look at your players. Where are they? Who's got them? Do we know they're behind us? No, not a clue. And there, Armstrong just tucks it away. There's 2 or 3 at the back stick. Just a lack of awareness when you're pushing up. Pick up your men at the same time.
If it wasn't Armstrong, there were 2 or 3 other candidates there, weren't there?
Exactly.
And Armstrong, it was not going to miss. So, things just got a little bit more difficult for Leeds United. Meslier out to Rodon.
That's a foul.
Gnonto against Manning. Foul by Gnonto on Manning on the halfway line.
That was a foul by Che Adams on Rodon, surely. What is the ref giving?
I think he's given Southampton a free kick for that Gnonto challenge on Manning, and
should have been the one on Rodon first.
I'm right, for once. Adams lays the ball off and gets the ball back on this near side. Manning.
That's ours.
Firpo with the interception header. Now Kamara. Summerville races off. Comes back to Kamara off the heels of Summerville. And then Piroe has got in ahead of McCarthy, the keeper. He's in the penalty area. He played it back to Summerville. Summerville back to goal, forced out to the penalty area. Just for a moment there, Piroe round the keeper and he was in. Kamara. Firpo puts it up in the air. Georginio. Manning gets, rather Finn Downs gets there ahead of him. Comes back out for Firpo. Onto the edge of the box, Gruev. Into the area, Gnonto. Dances inside, shoots goalwards. McCarthy gets down quickly and gathers the ball.
Certainly a good response. Excellent work. Couldn't quite fall for us to get a shot away earlier, but this is a good ball. Comes inside. Bit fortunate with a ricochet.
Leeds win the ball back in a good position with Byram to Gnonto into the middle, and it comes back out for Piroe!
Yes!
How's that for a response? Piroe hammers it into the back of the net. Set up by Gnonto, and Leeds swiftly back on level terms here. And the volume gets cranked up once more. Leeds United 1, Southampton 1.
Such an important goal, such an important response as well. You could feel the whole fan base when the goal went in for Southampton go down, but the boys have responded well. I'm delighted for Joel Piroe as well. If anyone needed a goal, it was him. And didn't he thump it home well? Shocking clearance from Southampton. A good strike, little nick on the way through, but ends up in the back of the net.
And full credit to Sam Byram for the part he played at the start of that as well. Won the ball back for Leeds in a good place. Got things going. Gnonto into the middle. Piroe lashed it in. Kamara for Leeds. It's been an all-action start to this game. Now Leeds try again. Georginio over the top. Summerville won't get ahead of Bednarek, but he presents it to him anyway. Summerville has it on the far touchline. Forced backwards by Bednarek. Drops a shoulder, turns inside to Kamara, gets it back. And now Firpo has it, and down the line to Summerville. Further on to, Firpo. What happened there? No, not Firpo. I apologise, Junior. It was Georginio with a miscontrol. The ball just ran under his foot.
Unfortunately for you, Bryn, those three players over there have all got the same kind of boots on as well. So hard to tell. It's a long way away.
Orange. No, that doesn't help.
No, it's a long way away as well. But unfortunately, just a lack of concentration. But crowd are up, players are up. Let's try and get another one.
Ball out over the far side touchline for a Southampton throw-in. Thrown into the path of Flynn Downs, who was allowed to just move into a space there. Finally was, Piroe, and then Meslier with the attempted clearance from the edge of the penalty area, cannons against the oncoming Downs, and ultimately all anxiety is brought to an end by the fact that Leeds have got a free kick on the edge of the penalty area. What a strange
Piroe
pattern
did
of play.
Fantastically well. He really did to come back. The foul was on Piroe by Downs, so wouldn't have counted, but that's what I like to see. Number 9 scoring at one end and then defending at the other.
Byram, another quality ball by Sam Byram, looking for the run of Gnonto down the right channel, and it's just taken away from Gnonto. Leeds have the throw. Georginio, can't take your eye off this one. It's non-stop. Cleared away. Adams in field. Ampadu battling with Armstrong. Rodon puts it up in the air. It's been played like a cup tie, isn't it? Kamara now carrying it forward for Leeds United. Inside of him is Summerville. Summerville tripped by Smallbone. Smallbone, a man who was involved in a controversial moment in that first meeting between the two at Southampton. And we felt there was a potential for a red card that wasn't awarded. And in the end, popped up and scored a goal as well. He's committed the foul on Summerville there. That gives Leeds a free kick, 10 yards, a little more maybe, outside of the Southampton penalty area.
Yeah, and Summerville, we've not seen many free kicks that have ended up in the back of the net. Summerville from this sort of area, maybe a little bit closer. Put one very close over the near top corner. Let's see what they decide this time. Yep.
Another set-piece chance is presented to Leeds United. It's quite a distance out. The wall is just outside the Southampton penalty area. There are 3 in it. Summerville clear favourite to take this one because this is one for the right footer. From that left side of the penalty area. McCarthy on the goal line. The man who once had a short loan spell at Leeds. Marshals his troops in front of him. Summerville steps away from it now. Gruev is there with him as well. Summerville leaves it. Gruev does clip it into the middle. Ampadu's header! He was offside. Great save from McCarthy to tip it over the crossbar. Wouldn't have counted.
Better, a lot better. As soon as they started talking, I thought, right, this is a clip to the back instead, because it is a long way out. And there you can see the runs of Ampadu and Rodon just a little early. Good ball, good header.
25 minutes gone. One apiece here at Elland Road.
Love the way Southampton set up. Look how far wide they are. We're on top of them. The keeper just clips it into the front men. Where have we seen that before? Yes. Brighton and Hove Albion do exactly that. And Hull play a pretty similar game as well.
Well, Russell Martin, and he's played under Farker, didn't he, at Norwich? Yeah. And has named Daniel Farker as one of the influences in terms of what he wants to do with his managerial style. So he knows all about the way Daniel Farker likes to play, that's for sure. Ampadu plays a ball in almost into the path of Summerville. Well defended by Harwood-Bellis. And then run away by Walker-Peters. He runs into a Firpo challenge. And the ball goes out for a throw-in.
Possibly an extra yard or two of pace on the pass. And I think Summerville would have got there. That just allowed Harwood-Bellis to get back across.
McCarthy in the penalty area. Plays it from the right side and out to near side for Southampton. And it's out of play. It'll be a Leeds United. Well, it would have been a Leeds throw-in, but the referee has decided that Ilya Gruev has just given a little tug on Aribo's shirt there as the two were chasing for the ball. So instead it's a Southampton free kick. Stevens forced back to the keeper. Piroe stands in front. They work it out to the right-hand side. Comes back into the goalkeeper again. Gnonto goes in, races in to try and close it down, but he's almost invited into the trap, isn't he there, Gnonto? Because Southampton now try and counter-attack. And they got the ball down the Leeds, their right-hand side, and Armstrong just outside the area, makes a little space for himself.
Well, thankfully he took it the wrong way, didn't he? He was in otherwise.
Into Smallbone, who is in, tucks the ball back to the edge of the area. Shot is deflected wide from Manning. What on earth is happening here? As Smallbone put it back, Manning was waiting, and his shot was deflected wide and behind for a corner.
Well, the movement at Southampton, I must admit, is very good. And once they do get into these good areas, they have options. A lot of players getting forward. Good block in the end from Sam Byram.
I have to tell you, Ipswich are a goal up on Huddersfield, so at the moment they are more than doing enough to get themselves up. Here, Leeds defend the corner towards the back post, on the goal line, smuggled away somehow. Meslier made a stop in the midst of all of that, and then the ball stays in play. What a crazy game this is. And Rodon airs forward with it, gives it to Gnonto. Not sure how that didn't go in.
What is going on out there? How that didn't end up in the back of the net, I don't know. Then we had Rodon playing left wing and charging up. It's all happening.
Here and at Portman Road, it would appear. Gruev to his right to Byram. Georginio, did he keep the ball in play? He did, but he's given it away. Goes back in to win it back. And then a foul called against Byram. A challenge on the halfway line. Russell Martin has words with the fourth official down below. Stevens in possession for Southampton. 29th minute, 1-1. Could be numerous more. Oh, ball through the top, and it's all clear ahead of Che Adams here. And Ampadu's got back once. He's got to get back a second time. Still with Southampton on the edge of the penalty area, and they give it to Gruev. And then it's picked up by Kamara. How did that happen? There were three Southampton players against Ampadu, basically.
How's that not a booking as well? Bednarek grabbed him, spun him around. That's just ridiculous. But my goodness, the space that Southampton are finding is a little frightening. Here, the corner kick. How this hasn't gone in, I don't know. Che Adams just trying to swing something at it, but we eventually get it away. It's a brilliant ball in. Firpo misses it first time and then pokes it away.
Gnonto. Back it comes to Rodon. Ampadu to Firpo. Now Piroe. Summerville. Kamara on the halfway line to Firpo. Crossfield ball from Firpo from left to right to Byram, who's got lots of space to work in that Southampton half. Byram waiting for a pass here. Or will he go himself? Well, ultimately does a bit of one and a bit of the other, and it doesn't quite work out because he rolls off his right boot and into touch for a throw-in. He was trying to poke it to Gnonto, but Gnonto hadn't gone with him.
Well, he couldn't move too early, otherwise he would have been offside, but Southampton certainly brave on the ball, aren't they? Playing three at the back. And it was actually Jack Stevens who started the attack earlier. And if you're nice and tight on them, they just chip it over into the front end. They're always moving forward then, so it's clever stuff. We've got to make sure when we close down, we do it at the right time together, and then we're all tight all over the pitch.
Well, I watched Southampton's game against Leicester, what was it, a week or so ago, and they were absolutely battered in that one. The 5-0 all over the place defensively, but they've shown on other occasions that they can do it at the other end for sure. Leeds here trying to put pressure on the defensive unit with Firpo down the left-hand side. Kamara's outside. Firpo gives it instead to Summerville, just outside the box. Summerville with Walker-Peters in front of him. Drops a shoulder, gives it back to Kamara. back to Summerville. Summerville tight to the edge of the box. Comes inside. Plays it back to Firpo. Into the area. And then Summerville, I'm not sure it was intended for him. He got there ahead of Gnonto and just played it into a space occupied only by the black-shirted Southampton players. And they cleared it, at least for the time being. Kamara comes back into Ampadu. And now Gruev across the back to Rodon. He's put a ball over the top for Georginio. That was just waved offside there. Can't have been an awful lot in it himself, and he's run quite early. And Rodon put it into his path, and the flag was up. And now there's a little flare up between Gnonto and Manning, and the assistant steps onto the field of play to separate the two.
Didn't actually see what was going on there, but Gnonto is going to have a little word, I think, with the referee. Just got to keep calm, lads.
The fiery Italian called in towards the referee, who wants a word with both him. Oh, there's a yellow card for Manning, so I assume the same for Gnonto. Quite surprised that that's the extent, the remit for the referee on that occasion was to wave a yellow card for both of them. Must have been more serious than it appeared. There's not really anything in it.
That can't be anything. That can't be.
Is that what you got?
Must be something before that, surely. Surely.
We've just seen a replay of it, and they've gone kind of chest to chest.
That can't be.
But
so Bednarek can grab you and throw you around the place.
That's
for
fine.
Nothing. That's okay, but don't bump chest with me. We're having a laugh about it as well. I mean, what's the yellow cards all about? Yeah,
Gnonto and Manning chucking away there, but doesn't
it's
help
not
either of them. Smallbone, Armstrong. Poor ball from Armstrong. Kamara gets to it. Summerville, taken out as he flicked the ball forward and wanted to carry it on. And again, there's a foul that you could give a yellow card for, and nothing given on that occasion.
No, I think Summerville knew it was coming, just knocked it over, and there's no way he was getting past.
Matt Donohue is the referee today. Rodon in possession for Leeds, goes back to Ampadu. Summerville will chase down the left side, and he'll get there as well. He can move up to the edge of the penalty area now, into the penalty area. Now he's coming onto his right foot. Good block challenge made by Aribo at the key moment there. Summerville was shaping to shoot. And the ball goes out over the far touchline, and Southampton are given the throw in.
Good closing down on Walker Peters there by Firpo.
So Southampton throw in midway inside their own half. Gruev picks up in and then gives away to Smallbone. Now Adams in the centre circle, out to Manning. Goes back into his own half to Stevens. Into the middle to Bednarek. Puts a long diagonal ball over to the right side, and Walker Peters has chased it and kept it in, and now he's racing into the penalty area, and he puts it in for Smallbone to finish, and Leeds undone from the long ball from the back, and Southampton find themselves back in front. Smallbone on target. Leeds 1, Southampton 2.
Poor, really is poor. It's a wonderful ball. Walker Peters, we know, flying up and down that right hand side, protesting the balls out. To be fair, I'm a long way from it, but it didn't look out to me. Just really is poor stuff. Bednarek with a raking ball over the top of Firpo. And let's see. That's not out, that's not out. It's nowhere near out. Really good play. Puts it through the legs of Ampadu as well. And Smallbone running from that midfield area. Just... I'd like to say it's out, but it's not.
No, it's really good play from Walker Peters. Never gave up on it, and kept it in play, and then did a brilliant job of getting it into the middle, and Smallbone also matched his efforts with his run to meet it. And Southampton back in front here. Georginio.
Pass it
loses possession. Southampton come again. Ball is played out wide, right side to Walker-Peters once more. Level with the edge of the Leeds box. It'll step over. Low ball into the middle. Just under the foot of Smallbone there, who'd come off his man in the middle. Didn't make contact with the ball.
Well, he left it. He thought Che Adams was behind him. He didn't actually make the run because he thought Smallbone was there. But again, good play. Excellent ball into a dangerous area, and we survive just.
Che Adams turns away from Rodon. Leaves the ball to Aribo, and now Stevens in the centre circle. Short ball to his right to Downs. Further wide it goes, and then down the outside of the box to Smallbone. Puts his cross. Well, he's trying to get it into the middle, and it just drops on the top of the net. And Southampton are in control of this game at the moment.
Well, they certainly are. Smallbone is just running off players in midfield and getting forward. Someone has to go with him. Kamara looks to be the one on him, but it's okay when we've got the ball, but when we're out of possession, got to pick our men up.
Rodon, back it goes to Meslier. Meslier out to Ampadu. Ball in field to Gruev. Now Byram. Rodon to Gruev. Through the middle for Georginio. Given away, straight to Smallbone. Now Aribo. Won back by Gruev onto the chest of Piroe. Now wide to Firpo. Just back heels it to Kamara.
Next time Georginio gets it, I want to see him pass to a white shirt, because that's a couple of times now that he's just lost it in bad areas, and just for his confidence, got to make the right decision next time.
Piroe wins the ball through the middle for Leeds. Plays it to Summerville, just outside the area. Summerville goes out to the left, forced out.
Well, there's 5 on him.
There must be space somewhere else. So Summerville still on the ball here. Into, can't find Piroe. And then Southampton give the ball away again to Summerville. And Summerville into Gnonto. Gnonto on his right foot across goal, just beyond the far post.
This is a crazy game. It really is a crazy game. I've never seen 4 or 5 players marking one like they did Summerville, and you're right. He gives it to an open player. Eventually it comes back, and he does. Hard and low in the bottom corner. That's what Gnonto was aiming for, but just a little off the target.
I mean, pretty calamitous defending at both ends here, isn't there, in fairness?
Well, I hate to say it, but great game for the neutral, but I'm not neutral. So I don't like how loose we are at the back in midfield. We're offering up way too many chances. Find ourselves a goal behind.
Playing out from the back here.
Yeah, and Stevens, one of the centre-halves, 3 centre-halves, he steps forward. And look, good control.
Out to Manning. Infield to Aribo. Misplaced ball. Adams hadn't gone. Leeds get a throw in. Byram will take it. In just over 5 minutes of this first half remaining. Byram looking for movement. Finally gets it to Piroe, but he can't do much with it under pressure, and it's come out for a Southampton throw in exactly the same position. Manning has come forward to take it for them. Into the penalty area. Downs beaten by Ampadu.
Downs running forward yet again. He's got some engine on him. And there's the problem as well. We're running from midfield. It is difficult. You've either got to say, right, one of your holding midfielders, pick him up, or you let him run onto a centre-half, but he's clever in his runs.
It's kind of like the midfields of both teams are playing so high up the pitch that if you can switch
you
it
have
quickly...
a go. I'll have a go. You have a go.
Big old gap in behind them. Manning with a throw-in for Southampton up to the edge of the penalty area to Adams.
Ooh.
Foul there by Byram. Play continues with Southampton. Now they get the free kick. Referee waited. And Byram goes to protest his innocence, but did look like a foul.
Yeah, I'm agree with you. I think at first glance I thought that has to be a foul. Adams is there. The challenge comes in. And ow! Bit of a scrape down the ankle.
So there's a chance for Southampton to swing one again, like we saw at the other end. That opportunity is there for a right footer to swing one in towards the far corner. Meslier has to be aware of that, will be aware of that potential. Manning stands over the ball for the outswinger perhaps, and Smallbone for the opposite. The wall for Leeds is back inside the penalty area. Gnonto and Summerville represent the members of that wall. Meslier directing them now before he goes back towards that back post. Manning plays it into the middle, heads underneath it, heads goalwards, and it's just over the top. Did it hit the top of the crossbar there? If it didn't hit Meslier's fingertips.
Clever free kick. Look at Harwood-Bellis just come out. Everyone else was running towards the goal. Don't look secure, do we, at the back? Let's be honest.
Well, there's potential for a lot more goals in this game. At either end, I suspect. Gnonto fouled. Right
still no yellow card.
Yeah, the most innocuous moment of the first half produces a card for 2. Tackles galore thereafter. Both sides, nothing. Gnonto challenged by Manning. Again, not for the first time.
Both of those you have to be careful, don't they?
Well, yeah, of course. In fact, that's a crazy challenge from Manning.
It is.
Isn't it?
Why would you do that? You're on a yellow card. Halfway line. Silly challenge.
Rodon to Gnonto. Back to Gnonto again. Runners through the middle. Gnonto plays it in, tries to get it to Summerville. It's intercepted before it gets to him though, cleared away. And then Armstrong finds himself on the halfway line. Firpo's nutmegged, but challenge comes in from Kamara to tidy things up for Leeds. Meslier out the penalty area to Rodon. Georginio, good turn, halfway line. Bednarek again.
Bednarek, come on.
Now Kamara picks it up, so the advantage is played. Firpo on the edge of the penalty area. In it goes to Piroe. Piroe looks into the middle. Gnonto's up there with a header.
Got to be a booking. Bednarek at last.
And the card comes out for that earlier challenge. Another really crude challenge from Bednarek on Georginio.
Well, he's had one earlier that he's got away with. That's just another blatant foul and yellow card.
Moving into the final minute of the first 45 here. Southampton with a goal kick. Taken short to the keeper, McCarthy. Leeds invited to make the press again. Manning has possession. Comes up the line for Aribo. Gruev on his back, so he's pushed it back to Manning. Rodon quickly into the back of Adams. Aribo again. And then Manning. There's a foul given against Gruev there. So Southampton have the free kick. Goes back to the edge of the penalty area. Harwood-Bellis to Downs, to Walker-Peters. Through the middle for Stevens. Armstrong lays it off for Stevens. Now to Aribo on the halfway line. Southampton pushing plenty forward. Byram, good challenge on Manning. Can Leeds counter-attack? And then good challenge by Adams on Byram. Southampton come back at Leeds again. It really is hammer and tongs, this one. Down the right-hand side, Walker-Peters. 3 added minutes.
If I shout man on, you think they're going to hear me?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
Walker-Peters again. England international, showing his ability. Out to Manning. Into the middle to Stevens, the centre-half, right up in the Leeds half. Walker-Peters just outside the area, almost threaded that one through into the path of Armstrong. Read by Rodon. Now Georginio, fouled again, but carries on. No, the referee stops play, and Leeds get the free kick. And Georginio it is who takes it, gives it to Firpo to carry the ball forward. Out it goes to Summerville, ahead of him. Summerville's on the edge of the box. He's into the area now, across the middle. Nobody was waiting, and it's just hooked out behind, or out for a throw-in rather, by the corner flag.
That's what you want to give it to Summerville and get him pushing those defenders back in the box. This time, rather than cut inside, he does well to get on the outside. Crossed it, Piroe wasn't quite on the end of it.
Byram calling Georginio in towards him. Stevens with his hand on the back of the head of Georginio. And the referee is going to get involved with this as well. Georginio very much protesting his innocence, because I don't see that there's any way that he could be described as the guilty party in there. Stevens with a hand on the back of Georginio's neck as they waited the throw-in from Byram. Byram still with the ball in hand, still waiting to take this throw in.
Look, he's grabbing his shirt.
Stevens against Georginio, wriggles away from him. Georginio goes down, and what does the ref do? Nothing. Well, that looked like a decent shout for a penalty. The referee not having any of it. Byram. Oh, whoa! What is going on here?
What is happening?
Why would you do that in this game?
Got to be a yellow as well.
That's a Sunday League challenge.
The referee has to get a grip here, because that's what happened. You let certain things go. Players think they can do that a little bit more, always pushing the envelope, but now it's getting a bit silly. Here's the challenge on Georginio. I think Georgie kind of does fling himself down rather than any sort of challenge around his legs, but
well, I'm amazed. Armstrong has not been booked for that.
That is poor.
Absolutely.
Poor referee. Really is poor.
Head shaker.
Yeah, that's poor.
So Leeds get a free kick. Fans voice their unhappiness. Gruev is going to leave this one for Summerville. Technically, we're in the final few seconds, but there has to be a lot more time to be added to the 3. Summerville curls a good ball into the middle. Heads up on that far side. Came in from Rodon.
Better.
And then flag is up for an offside in the penalty area. And the referee signals the end of the half right on their 3rd added minute. So as the two teams head for the tunnel, there is much to talk about here. But what we cannot reflect on is Leeds doing what Leeds need to do, which is win the game. Half-time scoreline is Leeds 1, Southampton 2.
Yes, no doubt Southampton certainly have got the better of us. The referee has been extremely poor, but even because of that, you think, right, we need to keep it tighter, need to show a bit more confidence, but at the back, all over the place. Southampton carved us open on numerous occasions. We've looked good going forward, good deliveries into the box. Got one goal to show for it, but we need more, need to play better, need to be tighter, and need to stop Southampton in this second half.
Ampadu, the captain, has a long conversation with the referee as he heads towards the tunnel, and you'll hear the reaction of the home supporters. But there is much work for Daniel Farke to do down below in the dressing room. Half-time scoreline, Leeds United 1, Southampton 2.
So looking at Southampton's formation, just the same. Those 3 at the back. Fraser will go that left wing back. Walker-Peters kind of this right wing back area, and it's the likes of the midfield and Flynn Downs, Smallbone running forward. That's what we've got to stop.
Game's underway again. As things stand at the moment, at half-time, Leeds United would be playing Norwich City at 12 noon. Thanks, guys, on Sunday the 12th.
Don't know about you, Brent. I always wanted to go to Norwich again.
Ah, yeah, we had such a good drive down there last time, didn't we?
Oh, it was wonderful. Ended up in a back lane in the dark with you.
Yeah, listen, enough of that.
Yeah, that was 5-6 hours of hell with the floods and everything else. Very different this time, but it'll be a huge game. But this 45 minutes is... We need something, some sort of performance from this second half of football to take in to the playoff game.
So, Southampton with the advantage here. And with the ball here, Armstrong off the centre circle. Bednarek to Harwood-Bellis through the middle for Stevens, laid off for Downs. Just work the ball inside. Georginio pretty easily there. Then Firpo goes down by a little push in the back from Stevens. And Leeds have a free kick in their own half.
Well, I thought I was about to see it all then. Jack Stevens, a centre half, just flying through the midfield, playing 1-2. Surely not.
It's the kind of game where anything could yet happen. Rodon out to Ampadu on this near side. Ipswich now 2 up, so they're on their way to the Premier League, Ipswich, and we congratulate them on a season they've had.
Not yet, Bryn. There's still hope. There's still hope.
I admire.
Okay.
I admire that.
There is still hope. Granted, It's a very, very small glimmer of hope, but it's still there.
I wasn't ever that confident that Huddersfield were going to do Leeds a big favour. And team sheet, their starting 11, kind of confirmed that. Here's Summerville for Leeds. Harwood-Bellis defends successfully. Bednarek works it away from Piroe. Now Fraser gets his first touch down the left and carries it up and over the halfway line. Infield to Aribo. Back into Stevens in his own half. Tucked back into Bednarek. Harwood-Bellis. And then into the centre circle, Aribo gets it away from Gruev. Chasing on is Armstrong. Ampadu arms round him, but he's beaten him, and he's into the area, and it's put into the middle, and it's still alive just outside the box for Aribo. Tees it up for Fraser to shoot. Just dips over the crossbar.
Well, once again, just opening us up kind of at will. Armstrong does really well to wriggle away. You see there, Smallbone almost got to yet another one running forward from midfield. Eventually Fraser trying to find the top corner, just misses.
Good striker though, Armstrong. Showed it again there. Rolled off Ampadu.
He's busy, lively, good technique. Works extremely hard. To be fair, should have had a yellow card, but you like what he's doing if he's on your side.
Leeds engaged in working it out from the back here. Byram into Gruev and back to Byram again. Stevens wins a header in the midfield. And then Rodon with Che Adams tight to his back. Adams also been prolific amongst the goals for Southampton this season, 16 for him. Armstrong having added to his total this afternoon.
Good play from Rodon there, going absolutely nowhere. Best he could do was win a throw-in, which he did.
Byram to throw the ball down that right touchline for Leeds. Georginio held up by Downs. He's turned away from him, then he's fouled. He must get frustrated, Georginio, because every time he manages to wriggle away from the marker, this afternoon and other days, he just gets hacked down.
He does, and the ref just gets a free kick rather than anything else, so that's just going to continue.
Rodon out towards Firpo. Infield to Summerville. Downs on his back now. Summerville into his own half, still under pressure. Turns away and then gives the ball back to Meslier. Rodon out wide right to Byram. Over the top, Georginio surely offside.
Goodness.
Yes, he is, by a distance there. And flag is duly raised.
That's a poor run. It really is a poor run. Not even close. The thing is, he sees the centre-half in front and just goes.
Yes, looking down the line. You can see what was shaping up there. Leeds have the ball back in the centre circle with Ampadu. Looks out wide and finds Byram. Back to the halfway line to Rodon. And then Gruev. Firpo's made a run down the left. Not the ball in front of Firpo he probably wanted there, so he comes back, chests it down, plays it infield to Kamara. Stays out to his left, has the ball back through the middle for Piroe. Piroe just on the edge of the penalty area, onto his right foot. Tees it up for Gnonto on the edge of the D. He shoots and it's blocked. And Armstrong deep in his own half against Ampadu. Leeds win the ball back with Kamara. Now Ampadu to his left. Midway inside the Southampton half. The two players exchange passes again. Armstrong leaves one in on Ampadu, but the game goes on. Rodon out to the right side and Byram back to Rodon again. Gnonto. And then thought that Byram was level with him. Byram had already gone forward, so the ball goes out and into touch.
The fluidity isn't quite there. The boys he's trying to play with a higher tempo, but just got to keep at it.
Walker-Peters against Summerville. Final touch off the Leeds man. So Walker-Peters down below as Matteo Joseph appears on the touchline with Archie Gray and Jayden Anthony, all of whom I think you might be seeing quite soon, given the circumstances elsewhere. Daniel Farker is being pragmatic now. He's maybe looking at what lies beyond. Aribo out left to Fraser. Fraser hares forward for Southampton. Up to the edge of the Leeds box. Infield to Aribo. Back it comes to Stevens. Across the middle of the park, Harwood-Bellis. Out to the right side and Walker-Peters, but his pass is a poor one. And goes into touch for a Leeds United throw-in. Again, Southampton are more than happy to push defenders right up the park. Firpo with the throw-in. Gruev comes in close. Firpo hesitates, gives it to Piroe instead. Gets it back, Summerville. Walker-Peters hand on his back. Piroe infield to Firpo. Tucks it into the near side to Summerville. Stuck tight on the touchline. Good ball to, foul there by Downs again on Firpo. Totting up process. Flynn Downs would suggest that he must be in relatively close proximity to a yellow card here.
Well, you'd like to think so, but I'm not so sure.
Byram out wide right side to Gnonto. Gnonto's taking on Fraser. Comes infield. Gives it to Piroe. Piroe hits it straight at Kamara. He's lucky he gets the ball back off him. Looks forward, Piroe. Back it goes to Ampadu. He goes wide to Gnonto. Nice ball from Ampadu. Gnonto takes it down. Just outside the area. Byram's outside of him. Byram forced to the byline. Tries to get it back to Gnonto and then falls over Fraser. And that gives Southampton a free kick.
Just a cheap free kick to give away in the end, unfortunately, because you've got them in the corner. Just kind of pin them in. Yep, it's an easy out, free kick.
Stevens delays taking it. Watch as Smallbone races through the middle. Kamara,
thank God, Kamara
stays on his shoulder.
Yeah, exactly, for the first time.
Something we were discussing at half-time.
Well, that was just a first half a free run for Smallbone going forward, so someone has to be designated to pick him up. Looks like that man is Kamara.
Ampadu to Rodon. Rodon. Only option is to, well, in fact, it wasn't an option as it turned out. There wasn't really much on for him there. Ball is given away. Aribo for Fraser. Downs just outside his own penalty area. Back to McCarthy. McCarthy. And then out to Walker-Peters. Forward it goes to Armstrong. Ampadu slides in and gets a foot hook round Armstrong. Just plays it into touch on this near side for a Southampton throw-in. Walker-Peters in from the touchline, skips inside, 2 challenges. And then he's forced back into his own half as Firpo sticks at his task. Bednarek. Bednarek, short ball back to Harwood-Bellis. Smallbone away from Kamara, gives it to Walker-Peters in space. Comes in field. And then good challenge made by Ampadu once more. Captain leading by example. Piroe. Good ball to Georginio. Georginio, too much on that one. Downs gets it off him. Georginio wins it back. Gnonto just let it run across his body, trying to get away from Fraser. And in doing so, saw the ball roll out of play as well.
Georginio just hurt himself when trying to win the ball back. He seems to be moving okay, but this is where the boys need a few deep breaths, don't they? It's not quite working out for them. Oh, and again, Aki lets Stevens, the centre-half, fly through the middle.
Plays it from Meslier to come out and clear for Leeds. There's another sort of bizarre moment there as the Jack Stevens, the centre-half, just drifted through 2 Leeds challenges, and suddenly it all, even deep in his own half, it was all opening up in front of him.
Oh, making him look like Beckenbauer at the moment. He's onside as well, Armstrong. Meslier does well to read the danger.
Beckenbauer, Google it. If you're under the age of 40.
All right.
Walker-Peters down the right for Southampton.
You'll be glad you did. You'll learn a lot.
Yeah. Infield it goes to Harwood-Bellis. Into the centre circle. Bednarek. Stevens. On to Aribo. Aribo out wide to Fraser. Smallbone And back to Fraser again. Irish international now Downs. Southampton just moving the ball around comfortably, confidently here. Leeds chasing, just cannot get on top of it. Through the middle for Smallbone. Laid off and now into the middle for Adams. Now to Aribo on the edge of the area. Shoots low and Meslier makes a fairly comfortable save. Leeds, well, about 20 seconds before all of that, there was a foul on Ampadu, which eventually gets blown.
Yeah, because, well, Smallbone thinks he was fouled by Ampadu initially. Just have a look as it comes here. They have a little nudge together, come together. Smallbone takes exception and then has a go back at Ampadu.
There's another argument for a yellow card. Two players got yellow card in the first half.
But he doesn't play for Leeds.
Okay,
so that's,
okay.
You need to have the white shirt on, then you get the yellow card. And that was even worse, wasn't it, than the Gnonto thing? So, and to be fair, as a player, that's what frustrates you. Just
complete lack of consistency.
Yeah, consistency across the board. Right, we understand where things are, but here I don't.
Whilst we were discussing that, Meslier just skied one into touch, and Southampton are in control in the Leeds half again here. Play through the middle. Oh, and well, the flag is raised, and Armstrong tucks it in, but he's offside. But I tell you what, Leeds have got away with that one, because there was complete confusion through the middle there, and Armstrong nipped in.
This should be interesting. If Adams has actually hurt his calf, has he? There you can see Armstrong, excellent ball and run, just the wrong side. But I wonder here, could this have ramifications further down the line for Southampton?
Che Adams is down on the...
Yep.
Yeah, he's going off.
Yep.
Che Adams. So they will be forced into exactly the sort of change they would not want to be making ahead of a playoff period. Any kind of strain of this at this stage, with the next game to come in 8 days' time, a week's time effectively, given it's Sunday afternoon. They'll be kicking off Southampton at 2:30 next Sunday.
We're going to make a few changes as well to change the pattern of this game. Well, the game's just going away from us. It's exactly like the first half. We can't get any sort of control in that midfield area. Their movement is very good. They're retaining possession well. We're just chasing shadows, so we need to change that.
Could be a bit of a delay here as Adams is helped to his feet, and then we'll walk slowly towards the near side touchline. Gray is coming on for Leeds, Anthony's coming on for Leeds, and Joseph is coming on for Leeds. Last words from Daniel Farker. Home supporters, raise the noise levels here. So the change for Southampton also will be made now. Sulemana is going to come on for them. Camaldine is the name on the back of the shirt. That's the first switch.
So Sulemana, it's interesting, a lot of our boys will be looking across to see who's coming off, and I think a lot of them might think it's them. Let's see who Daniel Farker chooses.
Still, Leeds have only just put the paper in for the changes, so it's not going to take place immediately. The game will get going, I think, first, will it? No, it's going to be delayed further for the Leeds substitutions. Ref's assistant is coming to take control here, because
I think Piroe will go into the number 10 position now, and Joseph will go up top.
So Georginio Ruter is first off. Joseph will come on to replace him. Next off is Kamara, and Anthony is Gray is the switch there.
Yeah. And Gnonto's had a booking. Makes sense.
Gnonto yellow carded. Anthony comes on to replace him. So changes made. And Leeds will hope that those changes bring a change in fortune in terms of the way this game is going at the moment, because Southampton are comfortable.
Yeah, and at least we've got a half hour to play, which means the subs have got time to come on, settle in and really make a difference, if they can.
Meslier, clearance forward. Joseph comes in for his first contact. Smallbone picks it up in the centre circle. Fraser back in field to Stevens. Across the back, Bednarek. Now Armstrong gets it away from Ampadu, plays it out for Walker-Peters down the right, up to the edge of the area quickly. Rodon has come with Sulemana, back to Walker-Peters. Again, the sub picks the ball up on this near side. Back it goes to Armstrong. Harwood-Bellis, the halfway line, and Stevens works it away from Anthony to Smallbone. Smallbone checks back, goes all the way back from the halfway line to McCarthy, who's come out the penalty area, the keeper. Harwood-Bellis. Downs up against Piroe, gets it away from Piroe to Smallbone. Just puts it into an area for Sulemana to chase, but Ampadu got there ahead of him. And he gives it back to Meslier and then to Rodon. Archie Gray on the ball. Now Ethan Ampadu. Piroe makes a run. Is he onside? I think he's off, is he?
That was
no, he's
close to being off, yeah.
Just thought he had set off. I don't think it was the run so much as maybe the delay on the ball from Ampadu.
Slight delay, and to be fair, he did run 3-4 yards before the back line, said, right, go. And just that little extra delay, so close. Actually, it looks onside there. Although we're at a funny angle, so, but good idea. And good run from deep from Piroe.
Rodon goes back to Meslier. Out through the right-hand side to Byram. Back in field to Rodon. Southampton planning further changes here. Managers beginning to cast an eye at what lies ahead now, I think. Meslier to Rodon. Back to the keeper. And now out to Ampadu. Gruev. You'll hear the noise levels begin to rise here at Elland Road.
Yeah, the boys are needing some help, aren't they? Crowd are trying and doing their best.
There's a bigger picture as well, isn't there? You know, there needs to be positivity going into this next phase, this final phase of the season. Easy to talk about previous playoff records and the like, but Leeds have got to look on it as an opportunity. I'm sure they will. Maybe they need buy-in from those around as well.
Yeah, I think the fans, obviously, they have long memories. They've seen us, of course, in the playoffs, and we haven't done well, but just a reminder, this team has no idea of that. This team have never been in a playoff. This team haven't lost and experienced those downs, so we need to give them their support, and hopefully we can get the job done. Second time of asking, but you're right, still need something in this last 25 minutes or so to take forward.
Gruev to Rodon. Leeds have stepped up the park a little now. Byram, out wide it goes to Anthony. Comes in off the touchline. Short ball back to Gray. Firpo's in space on this near side. If anybody moves it to him, might come slowly to him. Now he's closed down, but he does have the ball. Infield to Gruev. On it goes to Piroe. Laid off for Summerville. Helped on for a Firpo on the overlap. Lovely ball in from Firpo. Defended not particularly well by Fraser. Anthony nods it down for Byram. Puts it into the middle, and it's just cleared away off the chest of Anthony there. Best moment of the second half so far for Leeds, that. Firpo got another one of those great crosses in. Leeds have the ball again. Through the middle it goes. Anthony against a wall of Southampton defenders. Leeds win it back in the second phase with Gruev out wide to the right side to Byram. The roar goes up. Byram has Anthony just ahead of him. Gives it to him now. Anthony, the winger, tucks it back into Byram. Comes back for Archie Gray. Piroe. Back to Rodon. Wide right. Byram waits and he has the ball. Puts it into the middle. Piroe was arriving on the penalty spot. It was cleared away by Stevens. Leeds have the ball back quickly again with Gray. Gruev did a good job on Armstrong there. Now Firpo can look forward for Leeds. Out it comes to Summerville. Walker-Peters with a challenge on Summerville. Comes back to Ampadu. Across the centre circle to Rodon. Wide to Byram. Down the line to Anthony. Back to Byram again. Now into Piroe. To Anthony. Piroe couldn't quite get there. Cut out. Fraser turns and clears. Rodon comes across. Touch is off him, not Sulemana, and so it'll be a Southampton throw as they make another change here now. So coming off for Southampton is Downs in midfield, and Rothwell comes on.
Certainly Downs in the first half causes a good bit of problem as well. Just think a couple of times there, the ball got into wide areas. The Firpo ball actually should have been better, because once Joseph gets in front of his centre half, just put it in front. He said it was kind of behind him. And the second one, Joseph actually did just about the same thing, but it was pulled back that time for Piroe. Didn't quite make it to him. So at least we are getting into those good areas. Just got to find our man at the end of it.
So the change has been made, and we are in the 69th minute. Leeds are 2-1 behind. All the goals in the first half. Fraser with a throw. Ampadu had to make his challenge, had to make contact with the ball then against Sulemana, which he just about managed to do. Sulemana trying to race through the middle. Leeds have the ball with Gray. Back it comes to Rodon. Now Byram on the halfway line. Anthony sets off on a run, stops as Byram checks back as well. And Ampadu to Firpo. Channel ball to Joseph is a good one. Laid off to his left to Summerville. Summerville taking on defenders into the penalty area. Summerville still going. Little back heel to Firpo. Plenty in the middle. Cross comes in, tipped away by McCarthy as Byram was arriving from the far side of the penalty area, and that just diverted the ball out of his path. And now Leeds win the ball back, but they've conceded a free kick somewhat unluckily there, just as they were looking to put pressure on again.
Well, it was better play down this left-hand side. Cross in the end is just fired into the 6 yard, always high. McCarthy just got something on it. And that time when he looks up, there's no player there, so that's where the pullback was needed.
McCarthy out from the back. Walker-Peters takes it down well. Summerville, though, wins it off him. Gets in front of him. Fouled. Free kick Leeds. Just in front of Daniel Farker. Quickly taken to Gruev. 20 minutes to go here at Elland Road. 20 minutes of the regulation championship season. More fun and games await. Firpo, halfway line, infield to Gruev. Square ball to Gray. Leeds have plenty forward here. Down the right side is Byram again. On the edge of the box now. Holds it up. Gives it to Anthony. Plays it back into the path of Rodon. Every white shirt well up in that Southampton half. Gray. Back to Ampadu. Now Firpo. Gone back a little to Rodon. So they're all still up there, waiting. Now Piroe. Short ball wide, gets it wide on that right side. Can't make progress down the touchline, ends up with a throw in.
A lot of our passing, certainly in front of Southampton, isn't it? We can't find a gap or a hole. Got to move it quicker.
Firpo. Into the centre circle to Ampadu. Now Rodon. Gray. Byram back to the halfway line and Rodon. Back into his own half to Ampadu. Crossfield ball from Ampadu, looking for Summerville. Takes it down his chest. Handball. Spotted by the referee. Harwood-Bellis. How you can argue that, I have no idea.
No, it's just crazy, isn't it?
Arms stretched out to his left and the ball clearly hit it. Leeds take a quick free kick. Summerville. Firpo. Won it back, Firpo.
Corner.
He's won a corner. No, he hasn't. Referee signals goal kick. You'll hear the reaction. Oh, Firpo's going to get yellow carded for his reaction to that. And Firpo clapped sarcastically behind the back of the referee.
I'd
Probably
just get
not
back.
wise.
No, get back in your position and get on with it, because don't want any more to come of that. Got yourself a yellow. Just got to be careful now.
To be honest with you,
referee's poor. I mean, that was shocking. There's been a few of them today.
We've been now looking at whether you could risk Junior Firpo for these closing 18 minutes or so.
And obviously, I'm certainly not blaming the referee for our performance. You know, we have been second best, no doubt, but the referee's just had a poor game.
Leeds trying to win the ball back in the Southampton half. Sulemana to Fraser. They've worked it well. And now Stevens again is the man carrying the ball forward for Southampton through the middle. To his right is Armstrong. Armstrong has Walker-Peters over his shoulder, gives him the ball now. Back in field to Harwood-Bellis. And then back to Armstrong and back to Harwood-Ellis into the middle. Heads up!
Oh.
And Sulemana came off his man there, Rodon. And if he'd have diverted his header on target, Leeds were in trouble. It went just wide.
Well, 3 centre-halves for Southampton, causing this problem with Stevens. This time it's Harwood-Bellis. And when the ball is whipped in, Sulemana makes a really good run. And the ball's excellent as well. And a decent header, just wide.
Byram. Back it comes to Rodon. Ampadu. Firpo. Now Summerville. Held up by 2. Goes back to Firpo. Ampadu to Rodon. Further wide right to Byram. Now Anthony holds it up, trying to get it in the middle, but he's blocked off by Aribo, and the ball goes out for a Leeds throw. Level with the edge of the Southampton penalty area. Ironic cheers from the fans behind the goal to our left, as Leeds get an award of something. Firpo ball dropped short, easy cut out for Rothwell. The game goes on. Walker-Peters on the floor. Smallbone straight through the middle, gives it away to Rodon. Picked up by Gray. Archie Gray trying to drive his teammates on here. Goes out wide right to Sam Byram. Byram, Gray, Fraser with a header clear. Goes out of play for a Leeds throw in. Rodon in a hurry to take it. Back it goes to Meslier. Returns the ball to Rodon. And Gruev to Gray. Returns the ball. Anthony beaten. Stevens can't get to it ahead of Gruev. Leaves a foot in. Didn't make contact though. Game goes on. Leeds about to make another change here. Connor Roberts, I think, is going to come on for Leeds. Good to see him back. Experienced campaigner. Ball is out for a Leeds throw-in. Firpo will take. Off caught there by Rothwell. The referee gives Leeds a free kick. The reaction predictable.
Good to see Connor Roberts stripping off and about to get some minutes as well. I think experience is what we've been pretty short of, and certainly he brings that.
Energy as well. Leeds with the ball with Anthony. Back to Gray. Rodon. Now Ampadu across the back for Leeds. Work it from right side to left side, but just not able to make any progress here against a well-drilled Southampton unit. Ampadu through the middle. Piroe laid off for Firpo. Good ball into Joseph. Joseph will run forward. Bednarek tracks him. Joseph puts it back into Summerville. Edging up towards the edge of the penalty area. Summerville on his right foot, curls across to the far post. Byram waits, picks it up there. Byram, little ball into Piroe. Back it goes to Byram. Byram can't get his ball in the middle. Frustration for the home fans. Piroe out to Summerville on this near side. Summerville will take on his marker now. Summerville onto his left foot, puts it into the middle. McCarthy pats it away. Leeds pick it up with Ampadu with a diving header in an area just outside the box. Piroe Again, Summerville waits if required. Ampadu looks and gives it to him now. This is like,
no.
Oh no, Summerville's ball telegraphed, an easy pick-up for Aribo. And Gray has to commit the foul to stop him. And everything just falls away there.
Just a little sloppy, wasn't it, from Summerville. They doubled up on him well. Here's the shot, certainly going in. And McCarthy never should be beaten that height or that angle, and wasn't.
Sam Byram departs and Connor Roberts arrives. Roberts back from injury to take up a position down the right-hand side for Leeds. Southampton get the game going again. 13 to go, just under. Fraser going forward. Anthony leaning into him, so a free kick is awarded to Southampton. Stevens back to Bednarek on the halfway line. Possession held by Rothwell. Harwood-Bellis back into his own half to Bednarek. And Stevens to Bednarek. Now Harwood-Bellis. Smallbone is to his left. Leeds win the ball back in the Southampton half. Piroe does well, drifts away from the challenge of Aribo. Going forwards now, into Joseph. Played into Summerville. Just couldn't work it, but it's come for Firpo in the box. Firpo's played it back into Summerville. Summerville to Firpo, into the middle, cleared away. Big shouts for a penalty there. Connor Roberts is furious. Looks across at the assistant far side. Nothing given. Leeds continue with the ball. Firpo has it. Comes back to Ampadu. Now Rodon. Now Gruev. Well, there's not much in the middle. So he comes back into Piroe. Sweeps it into Joseph. Cleared as far as Gray. Gray out wide right side to Anthony. Anthony on it goes to Connor Roberts. Tries to put it back into the middle. Comes off the defender. Comes out for Anthony. It's still in play. Back to Roberts again, on the edge of that Southampton penalty area, far side, now Gray. Into Rodon. Rodon square to Gruev. Now Firpo. Back to Gruev again. Ampadu, as that shoots the shout from behind the goal. Piroe, not going to do that from that range. Now Gruev. To the left side of the box and Firpo. Firpo rolls it in. Well, it was a clever ball, but he didn't find a teammate with it. And then Gruev is adjudged to have committed a foul there. And thought he made contact with the ball.
So did I. He's going to get booked as well, Gruev. Incredible. And he puts his hands up. He can't believe it either. At first glance, I thought he got the ball. And we'll see a replay, see what the referee saw, but it's the way Gruev is protesting. I'm thinking he did get the ball. Here we go. He does get the ball. First leg flew in, but the other leg is the one that got it. Maybe that's why, but...
Trailing leg, perhaps.
Yeah, just frustrating, though, isn't it?
It's that sort of day.
When you consider the other challenges that have
gone unpunished,
we get done for a couple of silly ones.
10 to go. Southampton making more changes shortly, so are Leeds. Gelhardt is going to come on for Leeds. And the returning Stewart for Southampton, Ross Stewart, the Scottish striker. And Bree as well is the Southampton change about to be made. Away side in possession, put the ball back to McCarthy. Leeds, one of the few teams in the Football League who haven't been doubled this season. Southampton are on course to do that. They have possession. They have a man down in the middle as well, Sulemana. The game goes on, and nobody taking an awful lot of notice currently. And then a foul is awarded against Stevens, so Sulemana can receive treatment potentially now. Leeds players go helpfully to pull him to his feet here. I'm not sure he's going to be too keen on that.
No, I think it was kind of an awkward fall, I thought, but let's have a look.
It was an awkward fall. The little bit of assistance from Connor Roberts.
Just a little. Come on.
Sulemana, well, he was back on his feet. He hasn't actually received any treatment yet, but he doesn't seem... So Gruev, I think, again, that's a risk avoidance strategy, isn't it? With Gruev coming off with a yellow card. So Gelhardt, I think, is he going to go play centre mid here?
Well, this could be... Let's have a look. I'm not sure centre mid, but could be one up top and 4 just behind. Archie, good luck, mate. You're the holding midfielder.
You're the, almost the midfield, really. So Armstrong off, job done. He will feel. And Stewart will go up top to replace him. And Walker-Peters, instrumental in setting up the second goal. He's replaced by Bree.
Yeah, both Walker-Peters and Armstrong played well, haven't they? Important players for the Saints, and they showed why.
So the free kick is in the centre circle. 7 minutes remaining. And the ball is taken short to Harwood-Bellis. Goes behind him when it's put back into Bednarek. And then wide left side is Fraser. Smallbone, big space through the middle for him. Plays it on to the sub Stewart. Firpo intercepts. Piroe to Roberts to Gray. Into Ampadu. Now Firpo. Back to Ampadu, just outside the box. Now in the box because Meslier has it. Rodon. Wide right side to Roberts. There's a line of white shirts in the Southampton half, but it doesn't come forward. It goes square to Ampadu. And back to Rodon. And he goes wide right side. He gets the return pass. And now Ampadu has it. Firpo. Summerville tucks it inside to Gelhardt. Back to Firpo. Leeds midway inside the Southampton half. Summerville just in from the touchline. Summerville looks forward but has to go back. Southampton have done the job well there. Rodon out wide right side to Roberts. Into Piroe. Cleared away by Bednarek with a head. And then it's won by Aribo. Gets to it ahead of Piroe on that left-hand side. Roberts goes in, wrestles the ball away from him successfully and fairly. And Leeds can try and come forward with Rodon. Out to the right-hand side and Anthony. A little bit of momentum here for Leeds United. Anthony steps it up to the edge of the area. Tucks it out to his right to Connor Roberts. Connor Roberts just in from the touchline. Back it goes to Anthony. Anthony still looking for an option here. Clips it into the penalty area. Smallbone whacks it away. Comes as far as Rodon. Gives it to Ampadu. Now Firpo. Plays it inside the defender. Tries to. It's picked up by Gelhardt. Well defended actually there by Bree. Because if he'd mistimed that one, there's a chance of conceding a penalty. So he's worked it out and Southampton end up with a throw in.
Not sure there's a lot of belief around the ground or out on the pitch either, is there? Normally at this stage of the game, when we're behind, it's kind of the Alamo, and we're knocking on the door to try and force a goal. I'm not seeing that out there.
Well, it's a long, long time since Leeds United fans have watched a game where the jeopardy has kind of been removed, isn't it? For the last couple of seasons, every home game's been important as Leeds have been battling to try and stay in a division. This season, every home game's been important because Leeds have been trying to do a different job, trying to get up. And then all of a sudden, the scenario in this final weekend has changed. And through the course of this game, none of the things that were hoped to happen are happening. So it's Maybe the calm before the storm. Listen, not maybe, definitely the calm before the storm. Southampton in control in this second half. They all feel they've served notice here in terms of what lies ahead. Found space down the left channel there. Ooh. And it's a good job for Leeds that the flag is raised, because kind of been an awful lot in that one, and there was an acre of space ahead of Aribo.
And it's always dangerous when the first man is holding his hand up, which is Archie Gray, back from midfield. You don't know what's like all the way behind you. Rodon was next to him, but Ampadu was the one who at least just was the right side of the attacker to playing offside.
Ball back into the Southampton penalty area to McCarthy. Aribo gets away from Gray, and then it's played out to Bree down the right-hand side. Intercepted by Firpo, but foul conceded just outside the penalty area by Gray, was it?
Firpo.
Firpo.
Yeah, just unfortunately ran across the back of Stewart, but more of a collision than anything else. There you can see trying to get across.
Another player who's got to be careful.
Yeah, exactly. Just clips him.
As it stands in the Championship, Birmingham are beating Norwich, but are still going down because Plymouth are also winning. So the bottom three currently in the last few minutes of the regulation season is Birmingham, Huddersfield and Rotherham.
I hate to burst your bubble, Brim, but I don't really care.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
I want to know who's going up.
Well, the key statistic is the one at
the
top, which is Ipswich with that comfortable 6-point lead over Leeds as we head into the final couple of minutes here at Elland Road, and Southampton have this free kick opportunity just outside the penalty area. Smallbone over the ball. Leeds have a 4-man war between him and Meslier. Smallbone whips it in. Well, it was clever. It was put in low and it just dipped around the wall, but not sufficiently to trouble Meslier, and it hit the side netting.
Well, that was certainly close, and you can see with a man outside the wall, that's kind of standard. Has to come back a lot, doesn't it, to nestle in the bottom corner? Almost, but not quite.
So the more important element of the tail of the table at the moment is that Norwich remain in that final playoff place. So Norwich it is, who Leeds United will be playing a week tomorrow as things stand. Firpo goes down, fouled. Dramatic reaction from Russell Martin, who was standing no more than a yard away from the incident. Leeds free kick. Firpo back to Ampadu. Board will be going up shortly with added time on it, of which there'll be probably 5 or 6 minutes. In all honesty, Leeds not really looking like there's a goal in the team at the moment. And for the first time all afternoon, it's the travelling Southampton fans whose voices we can hear. Summerville, in it goes to Firpo. Firpo goes to ground. Summerville picks up the second ball into the D. He goes down, and it's a free kick for Leeds inside the D as Summerville wriggled his way through challenges. There you go, 5 minutes to be added on, and this is a chance for Leeds right at the end of the game.
Great balance, isn't it, from Summerville, just tiptoeing his way through defenders, stick a leg out and better get the ball, otherwise it's a foul.
Well, we've talked about set pieces already this afternoon. This is a moment for something. It's right in the middle, as you'll gather from the fact it's in the D.
It sounds strange, but it's almost too close. Another yard or two out would be ideal, but even so, it's a good opportunity. I think set pieces have been better, certainly today, but Summerville wants it. Piroe wants it on his left as well.
There's all sorts of arguments going on. Ryan Fraser, something of a hothead on occasion, is in the midst of it. I wasn't quite sure what his animation was in relation to. Anyway, the referee's calmed it down. He's moved the wall away deep into the Southampton penalty area, beyond the penalty spot.
They've just stood in front of the line.
Yeah.
The referee, what's the point of doing the line? Look what they are.
It's indicative.
It's just ridiculous. I'll do a line, but you can all stand and creep forward.
They are edging forward as we watch now.
Referee, wakey.
Summerville and Piroe. Summerville it is, hits the wall, breaks out for Anthony. Low shot from Anthony is wide. And that just went straight into the middle of the crowd, and Summerville looks to the heavens, and Southampton have a goal kick.
Well, there's no doubt they've been disappointing today, very frustrating. Daniel Farker must be a frustrated man as well. Trying to get us back on song is proving a little difficult.
36766 is the attendance here at Elland Road. So I think that might be the biggest home crowd of the season. Extra seats released for Leeds fans, I think, in what would have been the Southampton section. And quite a few are heading out now because it's hard to see where a Leeds goal is coming from. They're still trying, still going with Piroe. Just up to the edge of the area. Connor Roberts had made a run, gets to it and gets a corner. That little drive and energy from Connor Roberts made all the difference there. And Leeds do have another opportunity.
It is, being nice and positive. Always looked a little second best, but won the corner kick.
Roberts it is himself who will take it. Curls it ball into the box, headed clear by Harwood-Bellis. And it ends up going out for a throw-in, almost up on the halfway line. Gelhardt's there, it's got to take it quickly, 2 minutes to go. And Leeds, having not lost at home until a couple of weeks ago, look on course for another defeat here. Ampadu, Firpo, now Summerville. Good touch from Summerville around Rothwell. Up to the edge of the box, gives it to Anthony down the left-hand side for Leeds. Looks to get his cross in. Big shout for handball in there, but it's more like probably at the arms, across the chest as Summerville picks up the ball again. Goes across the edge of the area, slips on the edge of the box. And then, Piroe goes, Piroe is pushed to the ground. There's a Piroe challenge on Rothwell. Provoked the response from Rothwell. He pushed Piroe over. Players are...
Well, it's a challenge on Summerville that I knew was a bad one right from the off. And Summerville is down. And then all hell kind of kicked off after that.
And the referee goes to see what Summerville what's happened to Summerville here.
Says he's going across, and it's from Sulemana, a stamp, and that's what obviously Piroe was aggrieved at seeing that challenge.
Yes, Summerville is in pain here. Gets to his feet, and the referee. This doesn't look good.
Let's see what the referee does here now.
Summerville still not back properly on his feet. He's hobbling. Can't put weight on the right leg by the look of it. The physio hasn't actually come on. Now the referee is talking to Piroe. There's going to card come out here.
Is it Sulemana?
Well, it's got to be Rothwell. He didn't give the free kick for the foul on Summerville, did he?
No, he didn't, but who knows what's going to happen now.
Well, Rothwell was involved with Piroe. He pushed Piroe to the ground. I think it's going to be a yellow both. We're past the 5 added minute mark. A bad-tempered finish to the fixture. And both players are going into the book. Sort of day where you say, let's get everybody back down the tunnel.
Yeah, but the challenge on Summerville's okay. Clearly.
Yeah, no problem with that.
Nah.
So the game will restart with a Southampton free kick. McCarthy to put the ball into the Leeds half. And any moment now you'll hear the blasts that signifies the end of the game, but not before Southampton awarded another free kick for a challenge on Stewart. So they have the chance to put the ball into the penalty area maybe one more time here. Taken short. Smallbone's ball intercepted, and there it is. Full time is blown on the regulation campaign in the Championship for Leeds United, and it doesn't end in the way that the fans inside the stadium hoped it would end today. Leeds not able to claim the victory they needed, fall to a second home defeat of the season, and now everybody has just got to get themselves back up again, get back on track and get prepared for what lies ahead, because opportunity still knocks for Leeds United this season. Opportunity in the form of a place in the playoffs. Much to enjoy here at Elland Road through the course of the campaign. Today probably didn't provide that. The full-time scoreline, it's finished. Leeds United 1, Southampton 2.
Yeah, certainly a disappointing end to, you're right, what has been a very good season. Up until the last couple of games, we were unbeaten and really an absolute force at home, but just at the wrong time, unfortunately. Come a little bit unstuck. And here today, Southampton, well, they played well, didn't they? I thought they knocked it around well. Good movement, good hold-up play. Had runners from midfield, and they caused us a load of problems. We caused them 1 or 2 problems as well. There's no doubt the away team, I thought, just got the better of us, and at the end, never really got up a head of steam to really try and put McCarthy under a huge amount of pressure. But the league season is now over, and now the business starts, doesn't it? Now the playoffs, now the real stuff certainly begins. And yes, we're going to feel down, and looking at all the boys out there as well, you can tell they're disappointed, but they still have so much to play for. So bring it on, whoever it is in the playoffs.
Well, there's a line of stewards all around the edge of the pitch in anticipation of a pitch invasion here, but not really the occasion for that today. Many of the fans have stayed in the ground, and the players are still out on the pitch, and they will go and acknowledge the great support they've had here through the course of the campaign. Today, well, it wasn't to be. It was always a long shot anyway, wasn't it? That automatic promotion place was very much in the hands of Ipswich. They've done the job they needed to do, and we congratulate them on their elevation to the Premier League. They've had an incredible season. It's all up to Leeds now to ensure that they join them in the top flight next time around. The players will do a lap of honour here, and it's right that they do as well. The next game, well, there'll be incredible emotions at the end of the next game, because the next game here, the last game here of this campaign, will be the second leg of the playoffs. It will be against Norwich City, and we'll be back with you again as we hit the road once more. Yippee! For Norwich City away a week tomorrow. Okay, folks, strap in. There's so much more to play for. Full-time scoreline, it's finished here, Elland Road. Leeds United 1, Southampton 2.